हो गया? अच्छा, थोड़ा वो कुर्सी भी रख दो ना। हरि हरि ओम। श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैव पशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभू कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञात्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दसाम्बरे मनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ओम। वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरत्नं समुद्रितं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। We are discussing Yoga Vasistha Nirvana Prakaran and last half. Nirvana Prakaran, last half. 19th chapter. Yesterday we saw how the universal being, by which is not other than the absolute consciousness, by understanding itself with ego, I, it projects out itself within itself as the time and space and the actions and reactions and objects. In this way, it has immense power to express itself within itself, and after expressing itself, it remains within itself as the creation. This is what we saw yesterday. अब सूक्ष्म भूतों के संस्कारों की उत्पत्ति रूप समष्टि चित्त की इस कल्पना बतलाते हैं. Now, the same universal being has to see itself or think itself in many ways. I am this, I am this. That means, in other words, we can say the ego, one ego multiplies and becomes many. And that also, in still other words, we can say the ego identifies itself with many ideas, identities which are called by form and name, and so different individual beings are visualized by the cosmic being within itself, within its imaginary power. अनंत देश काल क्रिया और द्रव्य से युक्त संस्कार रूप से थोड़ा सा आविर्भाव होने के कारण युक्त एवं उनसे अयुक्त स्थूल रूप से भलीभांति आविर्भाव न होने के कारण अयुक्त भी है, स्वयं असत्य होती हुई भी सत्य वस्तु के सदृश स्फुरित हो रही. Now he says, these wordings are very complicated. We have to understand it to its literal meaning. Anantar, after that, we have discussed yesterday Om Atha Sabdasya. First, the sound which is manifested, we named it as Om, the Pranava. The first sound is named as Om. And then, so these two words are the root cause of creation. When the sound starts vibrating, then what happens? So naturally the question then comes, and then also is answered. Then it goes on. In what way? This is what we now we saw. The same universal ego, it because of its immense power, which is called nature of itself. Why it is so limitless power? Why it is so? Why not very little power? See, just as I need no effort to see myself as a body in different parts. I see myself in different ways, in different identities within myself, and it requires no effort. So that effortlessness is known as immense power. If you apply some effort, then that is limited, and that is we can imagine it is limited, and it is not limitless power, immense power. It is limited power. So because it is the whole totality, so to imagine within itself and see its own limbs or parts as different identities needs no effort. So the power is immense, limitless power. That's how whatever it thinks, it sees it then and there. Just as a body, if I am the body, then I take no time to identify myself as a finger, as a leg, or as ear and nose, anything. It is already there. So there is no effort needed. This is how. Anantar, then Desh Kal Kriya, the space, time and the process of action, and that's how the objects being entangled with all these ideas, time, space, causations and objects, संस्कार रूप से थोड़ा सा आविर्भाव होने के कारण, because all these are present in the universal being as the impression. That's how being attached with the being, the form of impression, it takes no effort to manifest somehow or other, not fully, distinctly different from itself, not like that. It is within itself and somewhat different from itself, because it has an identity. So it looks as if it is different from the whole totality. So it is not total different from the total identity. That's how it is somewhat expressed. Understood? Somewhat expressed. So संस्कार रूप से थोड़ा सा आविर्भाव होने के कारण युक्त, it is entangled with all these based upon all these impressions. What is called impression? That we have to be clear in our mind. What is called impression? We have some idea of impression which is not 100% perfect. Say, this is the white paper. If nothing is seen in it, what will you say? Do you see any impressions in it? No impressions. That is our idea and understanding of impression. But all the impression, whatever is imaginable, whatever can be imagined, all the impressions are here in it. How? By logic and by practical experience also we can prove it. If by logic, if there is no impression, how it can manifest? If there is no mold of a brick, can you make a brick of same particular size and shape? Can you? Without mold, you cannot. There should be a frame, mold, and then only you can make as many as you like out of that frame or mold. That is called impression. So, whatever you like, you can, not only you, anybody, anything imagines on this can be seen in it. Okay? Suppose you thought to see A in it. You can draw A on this. You can see it. If the impression of A was not here, how could you see it? Yes, whatever imaginations are possible, they are in it. We have to admit, I agree to it by logic. Yes, and whatever is seen, it cannot come out of nothing. It is something. Something is seen. So something cannot come out of nothing. Nothing cannot be reason or cause for something. This is how logically every impression is here. And practically, if you write A in it, then it is visible. So it was there, that's how it is expressed. And if I rub it out, if I rub the mark from the paper, even then that remains. That is also impression, and without that also the impression is hidden in it. So in this way we should understand what is called mold or frame or impression. Understood now? So on this basis we have to agree everything is available everywhere in all conditions at all time. And that is finally the existence exists in all conditions. The existence exists in all conditions, and that existence which is understood as Sat, Chit, Anand, existence and knowledge and bliss absolute, it is unconditional. It is always present in all conditions. That is called truth. That is, in other ways, we give it some ideas to visualize it. Some say it is invisible, some say it is visible by names and forms, some give some idea, some form to it, and some other give some other form to it, some other name to it. So we say, call it Ram or Rahim, all the same. It is all the same. If you take a photograph of front side and another of back side, both the photograph belongs to the same person. Call it back or call it front, it belongs to the same person. If you see the head or the tail side of the coin, it is coin only. You cannot separate it from coin. So, the truth is one, and the different seers see it differently, name it differently, and express it in different words. This is how the Vedas said, our storehouse of knowledge, Vedas. They said, Ekaha sat vipra bahudha vadanti. Truth is one. The seers, the knower of it, when they express it different ways, in different process, different ways. Now, coming to our point, that universal being, when being involved with the impressions and being empowered by time, space, causations and objectifications, somewhat it is expressed within itself. Somewhat, because it is within itself. That's how it is not distinctly different from itself. It is not so. एवं उनसे अयुक्त स्थूल रूप से भलीभांति आविर्भात न होने के कारण अयुक्त भी, from one angle we can say it is visible, from other angle we can say also it is not different, it is not visible because it is not different from it. Just as two shadows together of an object by two different lights, if you see, one will be seen within its another. So one is distinct, other is not distinct, not clear. So the indistinct shadow, you may say it is not there, and it is there, somewhat it is there. Similarly, the प्रतिबिंब क्या reflections the reflection within one another. Thousands of reflections can be held in one reflection. How? We very often discuss on the lens house. Lens house, if a room is totally from all sides, it is fixed with different sizes, different types of lenses, concave, convex, and of different sizes. So if the roof and the floor and all the walls, they are fixed with different lenses, what will be the situation? Every lens will be reflected in all other lenses. So the reflections will be unimaginable, uncountable, and the bigger one in the smaller one in the bigger one, some is distinct, some is not distinct. And if you enter into the room, how many reflections you will have? Uncounted, unimaginable. This is how and why it happens? Because of the lenses which are transparent and purest. So one is reflected in the other. Other example also we can see in a round, half round mirror. The mirror is reflected in the mirror, isn't it? What will be the size and shape of the reflection of the mirror in itself? Nothing. It is seen in itself. Similarly, the waves of water, big waves, tides, they are reflected within water. Of course, other objects on the bank of the lake or river, other objects are reflected in the water. But water itself is reflected in water because of its transparency. Anyhow, why it appears like that? Because of the purity or transparency of the lenses or the mirror or the water, isn't it? So this is how the universal being sees innumerable forms of it only. Within itself, something is distinct, something is indistinct, something is clear, something is confusive. Anything you imagine, that will be like that. So somewhat clear and somewhat not clear. If you see the indistinct mirror reflections, it is not clear. And something is very deep and more clear. As you see, so you shall say. So on this basis only, he says from one angle it is indistinct, it is not clear, and from other angle it is clear, it is different from the original object, that means universal being. Just as we, the individuals, we are not outside the universal totality, yet we think we are totally different. We have some ego, we have some manyness within ourselves. We are also a total body. So in this way, all the qualities which are seen in the universal being, all the qualities are present in the individual being also. Sometimes we forget ourselves, sometimes we remember ourselves. It goes on. तो कह रहा है स्वयं असत्य होती हुई भी सत्य वस्तु के सदृश स्फुरित हो रही है. Because it is reflection, because it is impression, because it is imagination, so it is not real. But it appears as real, isn't it? So, though it is not real, yet it appears as real. This is called Maya. This is called illusory power. One becomes many, many becomes one, distinct becomes indistinct, clear becomes no clear, confusive, and confusive becomes clear. All these are what we can say in one word, it is illusory power, the work of the effect of illusory power. असत्य होती हुई भी सत्य वस्तु के सदृश स्फुरित हो रही, केवल असत्य स्वरूप वाली समष्टि चित्त रूपा के कारण तथा सूक्ष्मतम जल का संबंध होने के कारण, सूक्ष्मतम जल का संबंध होने के कारण हिम परमाणु के सदृश असदाकार परमाणु रूपता का आत्मा में अवलोकन करता है। Just as the subtlemost state of the water, that is the oxygen and hydrogen, that is the ego of the water, isn't it? And the water sees itself within water, within the snow, within the cloud, anywhere and everywhere. It sees itself in different forms. Not only water, we can say anything. Anything, any object we take, it appears to be one, and yet at the same time it is many. Say for example gold. Gold is gold all the time, yet it appears as the necklace or the ring or the bangle, anything. Any shape it can take without changing the nature of the gold. Similarly, the space and time, everything, whatever you take, it has many forms, many names and many manyness within itself. Anything you take. I gave the example of a book. Is it one book? It has got so many manys, so many pages. Difficulty to communicate with my nail. So also the yogis, they don't feel any difficulty to communicate with anyone, anywhere, everywhere in the universe, because they identify themselves with the Absolute and everything which is within you. That is the only way. That is the only way. So, when your mind is absent, it becomes one with the Absolute, then only it is possible. That is in Samadhi and in hours of meditation or whatever you say it. Your communion with the Absolute. At that time everything is possible. That's how we say, in our common language we say, that yogi, he meditated and saw the thing. In common language we say, our Ahalya was observing the game, observing the play of the gods in the water. They were playing. Yes, Ahalya was looking at it. He was delayed to bring water for Gautam. So, when Gautam meditated what happened, why she delayed, so he saw everything. And that happens, the past or future also you can see. If you are at present in communion with the Absolute Truth, anything you can see, you can visualize, you can do, anything and everything. Everything is possible for you. Then only, not otherwise. Otherwise you are an individual being and your power is limited. When you enhance your power, make it one with the absolute, then everything is possible. एक जाने तो सब जाने, एक सधे तो सब सधे, ये तो हिंदी में कहावत है. In this way, this universal being is expressed or projected out within itself. Out means within. And this is universal chitta, the subconscious mind, the mind. सूक्ष्मतम जल का संबंध होने के कारण हिम परमाणु के सदृश असदाकार परमाणु स्वरूपता का आत्मा में अवलोकन करता है. So when the yogi or the universal being or the powerful being which has immense power, that means he will be the whole totality, then only he will visualize everything, anything, everywhere, anywhere, in any condition. So this is how, though all these parts or the limbs or the individualities are not there within itself, the whole total being sees everything which is not there. Just as I see my nail which is not other than the body, nail is not at all there when I feel myself as body, whole total body. There is no finger, no hand, no nose, no eyes, no ears, no parts of the body, because I am the whole total being. So as such, all these parts, individualities, whether it may be minutest or the biggest, whatever it is not at all there. And it is, even then, it is seen within itself. So to clarify it, we have to take all these examples, whatever we have discussed now. Say, the reflections within reflections, clarity and confusive, and one different from the other, within one. When you are in the lens house, you are one or many. How do you see? Though you are one, you see all these many identities which are not there. Similarly, the universal being sees all these individual identities within itself which are not real. Understood now? Can you agree? By logic, by example, you are forced to agree. Come on. क्या? हाँ, कुत्ता का जाएगा तो 1 मिनट में मरेगा. Or it happens here also. You see, there we have the black glass. From within we can see outside, but outsiders cannot see inside. And outsider can see their own reflections in the glass. not the inside objects. So, what happens? Sometimes the birds, they come and sit there, and when they turn towards the glass, they see another body is there and trying to attack it. So they go on striking at the glass, and in the end they die. Till then they will fight. हाँ होता है, हमारे हालत भी ऐसे ही है. We are fighting with ourselves only. We are fighting with our own imaginations, our desires, our what not. And then finding nothing, then we have to die hopelessly. Nothing is fulfilled because nothing is there. Again we have to take a bath to find out where is my enemy. Again to the glass house. This is how we are entangled in the cycle, birth and death. यानी आत्मा को परिचिन्न समझ बैठता है जब जो कॉस्मिक ईगो, when it expresses itself in this way, the objects which are not there really, it sees all those within itself. So it thinks the self is so. That means the self is multiple, self is subject to changes, self is subject to time, space and conditions. All these are real. Unreality is taken as reality. अपनी आत्मरूपता के विषय में स्वप्न में अपने मरण के सदृश तथा स्वप्न में व्याघ्रादि रूपता के दर्शन से प्रतीयमान अपने हाथ पैर आदि अवयवों की अन्य रूपता के सदृश उसको समष्टि चित्त रूपी विष्णु रूपता की, समष्टि चित्त रूपी विष्णु रूपता की भावना करता हुआ चेतन सत्ता को भूलकर उसी की कल्पना के पीछे पीछे दौड़ता रहता है. Whatever we have discussed now, this is what he has clarified, because the universal mind that he has expressed as Vishnu, the literal meaning is all-pervading mind, because Vasanat Vasudevasya Vasitam Bhuvanatrayam. By the imagination of Lord Vishnu, the whole universe is imagined and have names and forms. In imagination only. Vasanat Vasudevasya. Vasana means the thought waves. Because of the thoughts of Lord Vishnu, whole three worlds, they are thought of. They have taken names and forms, And that's how Vishnu is said to be Satyamedha. His name is 1,000 names. Satyamedha. It is the mind of the universe, or the mind of the absolute truth. If there is something as mind, then it is Vishnu, the whole total mind, cosmic mind. And it has a body, what we describe in Purusha Sukta and Narayana Sukta and Rudri, etc. The Shiva also the same, or Vishnu also same, the Narayan is same. It has innumerable faces everywhere, innumerable eyes everywhere, Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapat, Vishwato Mukha, Vishwato Bhava. Everywhere hands and legs, everywhere there are faces, eyes and everything. Everywhere everything. That means how it is possible, because it is all pervading. Just as I see my inside the hand what is going on, I see it because I am all pervasive in the form of body. I know in and out all the parts and totality, everything I know. And because of my thought only, I become all these. Similarly, the Lord Vishnu is whole total universe. The body is universe. And if at all we see some names and forms, they are just like the pictures drawn on the body, tattoos, written on the, some pictures written on the body. And that's all. Whole universe is his body. And this is how, just as he gives another example, just as you see the different world within yourself at the time of dream, you see yourself different than yourself. Your death in the dream, or you are attacked by a tiger in the dream, or you are fallen down from the peak of the mountain in the dream, or you are flying in the air, you are taking a dip in the river, what not you see in the dream. And that is different from you as well as within you. What is true? Dream is dream. It has got no reality. In this way, the universal being dreams all these. Dreams all these. The universe is a long dream. So our Gurudev used to sing, nothing exists, nothing belongs to me. Jiva kalpana, jagad kalpana, sabhi kalpana, dirgha sapana. A long dream. We are in a long dream. And we are dreaming, and we are dreamt by other dreamers. Just as one reflection in the other, and many in one in many. Similarly, all these dreamers, there are so many dreamers. I dream you, you dream me. And the whole universe is dreamt by Vishnu. And there is no one Vishnu. There is no one Brahma for Vishnu. There will be innumerable creators. And you can also create. Go on imagining. Just as I heard the swastika ashram, I can build not one, I can build innumerable swastika ashrams in 1 minute. There is no, I am all powerful Lord of those swastika ashrams. I am the director general.
Story writers write in the same way. Harry Potter or something, they write in as it is real.
So, this is the reality of our beings and our visible world. And why it is so solidly visible, we cannot disagree that nothing exists, we cannot say so. Why? Because the mind has been trained to see it repeatedly again and again. Just as the flow of water can make a furrow, a channel in the strong rock, it can continuously flowing over it for a long time, repeatedly. Similarly, we see all these by repeated practice. And if you practice the other way, it will vanish. And if you have the fire of knowledge, a magician, you see something which is not there, and that is because of the magician. And that vanishes in no time. That is just imagination. Your imagination is puzzled by the magician. You see something which is not there. He forces you to imagine in that way. For example, I saw a magician. There was a big box, so big box, and a little higher than this. And all the sides there are holes. And if you put something, some wood or something, it goes outside the other side and you can see it. He shows it and he calls one from the audience, please come here. Can you see it inside? When the box is opened, there is nothing inside. Nothing is there. So can you see it inside? Yes, he sits inside. The magician closes the lid and locks it and gives the lock to you, a key to you, to other person. Now he brings all the swords, and if you put a sword here, real sword, if you put here, he gives the sword to you to see. He puts here, it is seen other side. From here, from up, from sides, from all sides. And he keeps it for some time. What will you think? The person is dead and gone. And so sharp swords. He puts it this side, it goes that side, from this there, from this side that side. All the sides are pursed with swords. and now the box is closed. You have the key, and after showing another episode, then he will call you, open it. No, before opening, he will remove all the swords and keep aside. So you will think the person inside is dead and become pieces, and everybody will be wonderstruck. What happened to that fellow? This magician will be taken to jail. He has killed this fellow, and now he will call you and take the key, open it. When he opens the lid, then the person comes out laughingly. What happened to you? Nothing. Did you not have the wounds by sword? Nothing. No sword I have experienced. Nothing is there. So how it happens? Can you believe it? The person is not dead inside. And when the person comes out, can you believe? Nothing happened to it. How it happened? It is by the trick. The magician makes you think like that, forces you to think like that. This is how we see this world. Our habits, our magician mind has made us forcibly agreeing us to see this as real. The trick you know?
Because they are expert in Trata Vidya.
No, nothing, only trick, only trick.
There is a box. What is that trick, Swamiji?
In the box there is trick. The box will not be opened piece by piece and not be shown to you. Everything else is shown to you, but not the box inside. The box is so thick, and inside the wall of the box, there will be springs, particular springs to the particular holes. So when the sword is pushed from this side, it becomes pieces, and it remains inside. And that spring forces the other end to push a piece of it, the end of it. So, in this way, all the swords, they are pushed from one side, and other side, you see, it is fully gone outside, but inside the sword is broken into pieces, and when it drags it out, it comes out fully. How? Just as folds are there, different folds, and it gets folded within, and when you bring out, then again it becomes the same.
Other side, how
The spring from here, it is connected with that side, and that side it pushes a piece of it that side.
So that is another source, not this source.
not this source?
No, anything it can be, because it becomes pieces. So another piece you will see, similar piece. Just as they show the playing cards. Now you see, I had learned something in my childhood. How many rounds you see in it? 6?
6.
Okay.
Yes.
Have I anything in my hand?
No.
No? I can make anything out of those rounds. Okay?
Okay.
Come on! How many you see?
4.
This is the trick.
Somebody fights.
And playing card also. So this will be folded like this. And so nicely you cannot see the foldings. So nicely it will be folded. And 4, 5 will be in one. Okay? Now, what are you seeing? The rounds and A. Okay?
Okay.
Huh?
Yes.
Come on! What are you seeing? It is folded. So, if you bring out it is like this. If you bring out it, then it will be this. This side is something else, this side is something else. When you fold it, it will be something else. So this is how they play the trick. And this world is nothing but a juggler's work. Juggler's work. Maya ठगी निरे मैं जानी. In any way it cheats you. This illusory power which we call as Maya and which we personify as a most powerful lady which can do and undo anything and everything. That is called Maya. That is what Durga did. It took out so many forms from itself to fight with the demons, and everything was withdrawn inside, and she took out Shivduti one and sent to the demon. कौन था वो? ना हिरण्यकश्यप. Sumbani. And when she comes, she is merged in her. So anything can be taken out, anything can be put in. In this way, the juggler is juggler. Juggler is so. This world is like that. That's how the Maya is all powerful. All powerful.
उसी माया से हमको ब्रह्म को जाना होगा.
हैं?
वही माया से हम स्वरूप साक्षात्कार होगा.
अच्छा.
वही माया से. माया नहीं तो कैसे जाने?
हाँ बिल्कुल. और वो माया कौन है, कहाँ रहती है?
वही शुद्ध माया.
हैं? कहाँ रहती है? देखे हो? उसका घर मेरे को मालूम है. हाँ मैं देखा हूँ, उसके साथ बातचीत करता हूँ, कभी कुछ भी करता हूँ. You know, you can talk with Ganga ji. You can talk with anything, everywhere and everything. And I sometimes talk with my mother, I talk with that juggler, that lady. Yes, I do. She is nowhere away from you. She is sitting here. Your mind is the juggler. हाँ, उसी मन में सब कुछ दिखता है. जो कुछ सोचोगे, मन तेरा दर्पण कहलाए रे. अब हिप्नोटिज्म करेंगे. It is also the mental trick. Rekhi, hypnotism, और ये जो है कुछ डेड सोल्स स्पिरिट्स को बुला करके उनके साथ बात करना. You can mold the, if you can mold the mind in that way, it will happen. And they who do it, they have trained the mind to do like that. What else? Just as the magician, they are trained to cheat others.
Natural power within the mind to.
It is power of the mind. I told you, as you like to mold the mind, it can be molded in that way. कहा ना वो जो रस्सी के ऊपर सांप देखता है ना तुम्हारा मन, और वो रात को वो पत्थर को शेर माना है ना मन. एडवर्टाइजमेंट में क्या होता है मालूम? वो दूध की लड़की, अमूल मिल्क, वो दूध बन जाता है लड़की. रोटी या डोसा खाते वक्त उसको काट काट करके फिर बनाएंगे. कोई बिल्ली बनाएगा, कोई कुत्ता बनाएगा. दो खा रहे हैं ना, आपस में लड़ाई करेंगे, मेरा कुत्ता तुम्हारे कुत्ता के साथ. रोट दुनिया है.
महाराज वो चॉकलेट के ना,
हाँ,
लगाते थे, उनको शेप देखते हैं.
उसको भी वैसे ही करते हैं. और जैसे खिलौना है वैसे ही हम सब रोबोट्स, हाँ जी, पपेट्स. और क्या कहते हैं हम, कठपुतली. हाँ जी, क्या नहीं, क्या आइडेंटिटी नहीं दिया जा सकता हमको. कुछ भी कहो. कच्चा घड़ा.
महाराज ये आप बोले थे सुपर पावर, सुप्रीम,
ये तो पावर है ना, यही तो पावर है. देखो मन का पावर में मन को ऐसा मोल्ड किया जाता है तंत्र में. और यंत्र भी है, वस्तु का एक स्वभाव है, एक शक्ति है वस्तु का. उसको आयुर्वेद में जिसको हम कहते हैं द्रव्य गुण. ऑफ द अदर ऑब्जेक्ट, जो जैसे हम आग का गर्मी और प्रकाश, जलन शक्ति, ये सब आग में है. उसके पास जाओगे जलेगा, दूर जाओगे नहीं जलेगा. तो इसका मतलब हर वस्तु का एक इन्फ्लुएंस है दूसरे के साथ. इसको उसको कहते हैं प्रभाव, अथवा उसका स्वभाव. प्रभाव, स्वभाव और उसका गुण, क्वालिटी, तो हर चीज का है. तो मन तो उसका राजा है. मन कुछ भी कर सकता है. और इसी मन में अतीत और भविष्य, वर्तमान, सारा दुनिया, सब कुछ इसी मन में है. और मन है क्या चीज? द वाइब्रेटरी प्रोसेस. दिस इज कॉल्ड द सुप्रीम पावर. मन एक वाइब्रेटरी प्रोसेस है. द होल वर्ल्ड इज विद इन द वाइब्रेटरी प्रोसेस. हम कभी कहते हैं रेडियो वेव्स, इलेक्ट्रिक वेव्स और दूसरे वेव्स, जो कुछ कहो सब मन का ही वेव है. वही बात. यहाँ तक हम इतनी गहरी, इतना डिटेल हम हमेशा सोचते नहीं, इसीलिए मान लेते हैं सब. जो दिखता है मान लिया. टेलीपैथी भी मन की बात है.
वो भी प्रूव हो रहा है कि इट इज वर्किंग.
इट डज वर्क. प्रूव क्या करेंगे? टेलीपैथी वर्क्स. और ऐसे ही रेखी मान लो. जो सोचोगे वही होगा, बट द माइंड शुड बी वन पॉइंटेड. That is the trick. When the mind is one pointed, it can do anything and everything. Just as the lens, the sun rays, if it is collected in one point, anything it can burn. That burning sensation is spread out in the rays of light. When we collect it, make it one pointed, see the magic. This is how the mind works. This is how the yoga teaches you the exercises on mind only. Yama, niyama, outward control, and asana, the physical control of the body where mind plays the game, senses, it should be hold tight, and then pratyahar, the mind should be, when they are silent, then naturally it will be easier for the mind to be withdrawn from the sense objects. This is how, step by step, this is the skill. Yoga karmasu kausalam. You should apply your skill, and then when all these happen, it becomes easier to control the prana, the vital energy. And when it is controlled, mind is the other form of the vital energy, or it is same thing, vibratory process. Prana gives a momentum, and then those thoughts, those waves are called thoughts. So mind thoughts are produced by the prana. When prana is controlled, kept silent, so mind is helpless. So it has to become silent. And then meditation given by yoga. We directly meditate, we are the great yogis. We create castles in the air at the time of communion, in the meditation, building castles in the air. So this is the state explained by Vasistha to Rama. सूक्ष्म भूतों के संस्कारों की उत्पत्ति रूप समष्टि चित्त की कल्पना. How the universal mind goes on thinking on the minutest objects, and it becomes it. Anantar, again then and then. Then what happens? अनंतर इस तरह का जाना गया उक्त चेतन अपने स्वरूप में तत्काल स्थूल रूपता का पंचीकरण से स्थूल रूपता संपादन कर स्थूल समष्टि विराट रूप होकर स्थूल रूपता का अनुभव करता है, और उसमें अपने समष्ट्यात्मक द्रव्य स्वभाव मन को चंद्रबिंब के सदृश समझने लग जाता है. यही उसकी बुद्धि. अब बहुत हो गया, इसको कल करेंगे, आज इतना. ये तो व्यष्टि रूप अनेक रूप कैसा हो गया वो समष्टि जो था. और फिर उल्टा हम जो पढ़े थे, कृष्ण राधा को सोच सोच करके राधा बन जाता है, और राधा बन करके फिर क्या सोचना है कृष्ण के रूप में. कृष्ण मेरा कहाँ गया? कृष्ण राधा बन करके सोचता है कृष्ण मेरा गया कहाँ है. कृष्ण के बिना मैं नहीं रह सकती हूँ. तो फिर कृष्ण बन जाता है, बैक टू पेविलियन। तो ऐसे ही वो जो समष्टि जो मन था, वो व्यक्ति को सोच सोच करके दुनिया का ऑल दीज इंडिविजुअल माइन्यूटेस्ट बीइंग्स ही बिकम, and again when he goes on thinking grossly as universal, the whole total universal being I am, it feels. Again, the whole total being, it divides itself into many individualities, and then it again goes on thinking grossly, and then gross means to magnify, to feel the wholeness, and when it becomes one total body, then I am the same universal being. This is how the cycle goes on, and this is how the creations are created and again dissolved. सृष्टि स्थिति संहार चलते रहता है। और हमारे लिए लाखों अरबों साल में, ब्रह्मा का उम्र हम समझ रखे हैं 100 साल, मतलब 100 कल्प, और विष्णु के लिए ब्रह्मा तो एक बबल है। एक बुदबुद बना और बिगड़ा कितना देर लगता है, हजारों ब्रह्मा बनते बिगड़ते हैं, आखिर यूनिवर्सल बीइंग कैसे बन जाता है। हरि ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। जोग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि